between the 7 players that are currently out on the offense side of the ball. Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard, Saquon Barkley, Andrew Thomas, Nick Gates, Shane Lemieux. We're going to rank them 1 to 7 on who we would bring back. 1 being one who we want to bring back the most, 7 the least.
And also it's that player in themselves, not being like, oh, if I bring this if I bring this player back, I bring them to like it's just each player. Bringing that full player back and everyone else is out brings you. So number 1, is it Andrew Thomas for both of us?
Yes, and number 2 is a Kadarius Toney.
Well, let's talk for a second about number 1.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you saw, for all the reasons we just meant, it's pretty hard to operate an offense with the offensive line they currently have. I mean, every time they were trying to throw something deep, Daniel Jones was getting hit. There was one play where he wasn't. It was the throw to Darius Slayton in the first drive of the game on the sideline, or second drive, or whatever it ended up being. So, like, Andrew Thomas makes you be like, I can deal with some bad wide receivers. Playing with that offensive line is hard to do. Like, it made last year's offensive line look really good this past week. And the fact that there's no run game too. Kadarius Toney is 2 for both of us too, as well, right?
Yeah.
He's a game-changing player. He can take a play. He could take nothing and turn it into a game-changing play. I mean, we saw him do it versus Dallas. Versus the Rams last week, he had 3 catches on 5 passing plays. Like, Kadarius Toney, someone tried to, like, take a shot at Kenny Golladay and being like, he might not even be the number 1 wide receiver when he comes back. Like, that's a freaking awesome thing.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. So Kadarius Toney would be my 2 as well.
Now, this is where it gets a little tricky.
3, Kenny Golladay.
Man, it's tight between him and Shep, but I think when you have Kadarius Toney as that intermediate option, who can also do a lot of great things with yards after the catch, I think I have to go Golladay 3.
Yeah, I mean, Golladay is a better wide receiver than Shep. Like, I'm just keeping it as simple as that.
Yeah,
and he requires double coverage down the field. It makes things easier for other guys. And part of it is like Pettis. We have a Pettis John Ross question later. Pettis can handle the slot duties all right. So Kenny Golladay is my 3. Number 4. So do you have Shep at 4?
Yes.
I don't.
You have Nick Gates.
I have Nick Gates at 4.
Yeah.
Nick Gates is missed severely. He Billy Price is bad. Nick Gates was a really good pass blocker. Like, we would remember Nick Gates from, like, the pancakes in the run plays and stuff. But Nick Gates was a really good pass blocker, and we're not getting that from the center position. And it's also hurting the guard spots, when they're stunting around. Like, Nick Gates would always find work and help. And in the run game. Like, Nick Gates was really good in the run game. Like, he opened up gaps. And, I remember us talking about, probably on Nick Gates' PPP, about how good the Giants were running up the A-gap in 2020. Nick Gates was a really valuable player, and he is severely missed. Like, I miss Nick Gates more than I do Sterling Shepard right now.
That's fair. I see it. Part of me just goes back to, hey, the sack rate's the lowest that it's been for Daniel Jones' career, and as long as Andrew Thomas is being an anchor, I trust Daniel Jones' pocket manipulation and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's close. It's close between, Shep and Gates, and even, Shep and Golladay for me. Those 3
Not
guys
having a run game just sucks.
Yeah, no, it really does suck. So, yeah, so who I'm going with next after Shep, and you have Gates. So what number is this for us?
You have Shep at 4, I have Gates at 4. Do you have Gates at 5?
I do have Gates at 5.
Okay. This seems like disrespect, but honestly, it's how I feel. Saquon at 6, right?
Yes. Who's your number 5?
Shep.
Ah, okay, Shep. So, yes, Saquon number 6 and then Lemieux number 7.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't miss, like... And again, it's a lot of good players that are ahead of him. I miss all of those guys more than I do Saquon.
Yeah.
Like, I want Saquon trade. Like, I'm not the, there's some people who can't root for Saquon. I root for Saquon. Like, he can change a game, but he honestly just hasn't been that game changer for us. The catch versus the Saints was awesome, but like other than that catch in the Saints game, like, he didn't. He had good plays, but he almost lost the game with a fumble. So yeah, I have Saquon at 6 and Shane Lemieux at 7.
Yep. I'm excited for Saquon to come back. It's going to be tough with this worse offensive line that is this run blocking unit.
But we're not going to be able to run the ball this year.
I hope he puts it on himself to, hey, if you're a guy that takes pride in, doing, making something out of nothing, dude, in a season that may be lost, you have an opportunity to go out there and prove that, maybe you shouldn't be moved on from, traded from, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't know how any Giants executive can look at themselves in the mirror right now and justify giving him somewhat of a large second contract. I really don't.